In the stillness, we can hear the voice of the heart. And in that silence, we come to realize something profound. Love begins within. When we speak of love, we often think of others, our family, our friends, our partners. But have you ever thought to ask yourself, how often do we show love to ourselves? How often do we truly embrace the person we are in all of our imperfections with kindness and compassion? In my journey, I have come to understand that self-love is not a fleeting moment of indulgence. It is not about the things we give ourselves when we feel guilty or when we need comfort. True self-love, the kind that nourishes and transforms, begins when we stop searching for validation outside of ourselves and instead look inward. This inward journey is where we find the most sacred kind of love, unconditional love for who we truly are. I remember a time when I was deeply lost. I had spent so much of my life trying to meet the expectations of others, trying to prove my worth. I thought that if I could just be good enough for them, I would be enough. But it was only when I stepped away from the noise of the world and began to listen to my own heart that I discovered the truth. No one else can define my worth. Only I can. And that moment, when I realized I was enough just as I was the first step towards healing and peace. This is a lesson I want to share with you today. Loving yourself is not about becoming someone you're not. It is about seeing who you are with kindness. It's about embracing your flaws, your doubts, your fears, and understanding that they do not diminish your worth. In fact, they make you whole. They are a part of your beautiful and unique journey. In my time as a monk, I've learned that life's greatest lessons come not from striving for perfection, but from embracing imperfection with grace. The wisdom of the mind is often clouded by expectations and external pressures, but the wisdom of the heart, of self-love, is clear and sure. It tells us that we are enough, exactly as we are in this very moment. Let me share a small story with you. There was once a young woman who was constantly troubled by feelings of not being enough. She would look at others, compare herself, and feel inadequate. One day, a wise teacher noticed her distress and told her, "You are a beautiful flower in the garden. Each flower blooms in its own time and in its own way. Some flowers open early, some later, but all are beautiful in their own right. Stop comparing yourself to others. You are blooming exactly when you need to be." That simple lesson, that simple truth, resonated deeply within her. She began to realize that her journey was uniquely hers. She no longer needed to measure herself against the world. The only measurement that mattered was her own peace and contentment. And so, she allowed herself to bloom in her own time. So, the next time you feel doubt or fear creep in, remember, love yourself as you are and trust in your own journey. Thank you for joining me in this space of reflection. May you always find peace within, and may you love yourself fiercely just as you are.